Hello, good morning. Very warm welcome to this Onepoint Oneness session, the 22nd in the series. My name is Matthew. I'm your host for this morning. And many people these days are finding that daily practice, meditation practice is becoming really not just a nice to have, but vital. And because it really helps with establishing more peace of mind and stability. And in these times, we certainly all could use a little more of those things. Many of us at Onepoint Consulting here are regular meditators and have a daily practice. And some time ago, we decided it would be really nice to share insights and methods of meditation with a wider audience. And so the Onepoint Oneness sessions were born. And today I'm delighted to introduce our guest speaker, Parmjit. Hi, Parmjit. Parmjit, just by way of an introduction, I've known for a long time. And Parmjit has worked in a variety of industries, including fashion, education, and building sectors. In addition, he's been a student and teacher of Raja Yoga meditation for the past 25 years. Parmjit is an engaging speaker with a wealth of experience in facilitating courses, talks, and seminars on self-development. He actively promotes reconciliation and inspires enthusiasm in others, motivating people from all different backgrounds and age groups to develop their inner leadership qualities. So, very warm welcome to you, Parmjit. Great to have you here. And today you're going to be speaking on the topic of cultivating patience, I understand.
Yes, good morning, Matthew, and a very warm welcome to all the viewers out there. Yes, the topic is cultivating patience.
Okay, over to you.
Okay, so welcome. In today's world, it seems that a lot of people have become impatient. They're always trying to force the pace of situations or relationships. And I used to be like that. I always wanted to get, everything done as quickly as possible. But often when I was doing that, I would make a lot of mistakes because it was just my nature. Not only was I putting myself under pressure, but others were also putting me under pressure. And it was only when I started to do meditation that I learned how to take control of myself, where time wasn't dictating to me and others weren't dictating to me. And now I find I provided a sort of a better approach to life where I can communicate, I can mold myself to situations. And generally that's helped me in my business. I'm a builder by profession at the moment, and we build new houses. And if I didn't have patience now, I can tell you it would be extremely difficult to get on with people, because everyone has a different approach to doing things. And one of the things that we've got to learn is to sort of accommodate everyone of different personality traits and the way they do things. And I can only do that when I focus on myself. In my sort of previous professions before meditation, I was definitely trying to take control of others, of situations. And the more I tried, the worse it got. And obviously, if a particular system doesn't work, you have to tweak it or you have to change it. And I think for me, it was definitely, the problem was not out there. The problem was inside me. So therefore, if there's a problem that's inside me, I've also got the ability to fix that. And one of the things that I've got to learn to do is to quieten myself. So I'm going to just take you into sort of like a meditation experience for the moment. So just to relax the self. I mean, meditation is nothing more than just taking control of our thoughts, but it's the thoughts that I want to create, not that it's being influenced by others or situations. So I want to control that thought. I want to create that thought and experience that thought. So let's just practice a bit of a meditation experiment. So whatever you're doing, I want you to sit very comfortably, sit very relaxed, and just become the observer of yourself. Just relax the muscles in the body. Take a deep breath and exhale, because oxygen helps to relax the brain. And let me go behind the brain, the hardware, and look at the software, the self, this wonderful mind of mine. I just become the observer of my thoughts. I look at the screen of my mind. I see many images of people, of situations. And I just stand back and observe. And then I let them go. And I create a new thought on the screen of my mind that I am a very peaceful being. I let go of all the other thoughts of things to do, of things that were said. And I just focus on myself. I learn to appreciate myself. I reforge this loving relationship with myself. I accept myself unconditionally. There are no expectations, no demands. I am a very patient being. And I experience the stillness of the self. My mind becomes silent. I let go of the chatter of the past. The noises quieten down. And I bring my mind to silence. And I experience real peace. This is my real nature. To be peaceful. To be gentle. And I feel very comfortable with myself, secure, relaxed, and my body is relaxed. Okay, thank you. So I hope you experienced a little bit of silence in yourself and you touched with that peace that's already there within you. And when I practice this, what happens is the mind becomes very still, becomes very silent. And so when I create a thought, let's say a thought, I have to do a particular task. So the thought comes. Now I'm focused on that thought and that thought alone. But if my mind is jumping from one situation to another, to circumstances, to relationships, to possessions, to people, then what happens? This actually sort of confuses me because I don't know what to focus on. And so I become impatient. I want to do everything all at once. And the result of that is that nothing is actually achieved. So one of the things that we need to do to cultivate peace within ourselves is to practice silence. And when there is silence, we tend to see things a lot more clearer. There's clarity because the mind is not focused on so many things. It just focuses on one thing. So I'm able to analyze situations, information much faster. And then appropriately, I tend to make the right decision. Now, in my previous profession as in adult education, I used to be a senior manager. I used to manage 6 other managers. And while they were more knowledgeable than me, what I was very good at was making decisions. And I looked at things objectively without getting involved passionately about this or that. Of course, I appreciated people's commitment and their passion for whatever they were doing, but I didn't allow myself to be influenced by that. So if somebody wanted to make a decision, if they wanted an answer from me, I if I didn't feel comfortable, then I would tell them. So I would say, look, give me some time to think and I will come back to you. And because I was coming from a point where I was quite relaxed, calm, my decision was based on looking at the bigger picture. And collectively, my decisions were normally pretty good, pretty accurate, you could say. So as a manager, I was just employed to make decisions. But if I lacked impatience, then what would happen is that um, I'm just making decisions for the sake of making decisions. And this has long-term consequences, not only for myself, but for my colleagues and for the organization that I worked for. And by being very focused on myself, by being very peaceful, it enabled me to have a more measured approach and also a relationship with other managers and other colleagues that was based on equality. It was not that I was superior to them. I know more than you. It was like respecting. So when we cultivate patience, there's a lot of benefits. There's definitely more active listening. I'm very a proactive listener. So in the past, because I was quite impatient, if somebody went on and on and on, I would cut them. I would cut in and say, okay, make your point. And I came across very rude, very abrupt. And of course, that has a very negative impact on that relationship. So they would be perhaps afraid of communicating with me, and they would become a little bit more reserved. But by expressing appreciation of them, I was able to sort of really listen to what they were saying, and I made them feel comfortable. And so by doing that, the relationships within my organization improved. And so there was much more transparency. People were much more open and honest with me. And also, I was very sincere in the words that I used and the actions that I had carried out. And that was all because of me being in control of myself. Now, when I'm not in control, then what happens is there's the other element of me that's trying to take control of situations. I know more than you. This arrogant I always comes out and say, I can get to the point much quicker. For example, in my building profession now, I will listen. I will set targets. I will negotiate with my subcontractors. But at the same time, I always encourage them, if they have a better approach, to let me know. It's not that I am all knowing, all powerful. No, it's very much a teamwork. And that comes about when I'm very comfortable with my own relationship with myself. If there's any discomfort, I feel inferior with someone, or I feel that I know more than them, then definitely impatience will come. And when impatience comes, there is definitely a method of forcing the pace. Now, one thing we all know in life, you can't force things to speed up. Everything happens in its own time. Think about gardening. Once you've planted the seed, no matter what you do, it will grow in its own time. It will bear fruit. The seed will take root, and then the the plant will reveal itself. But by hasting it, by saying, come on, hurry up, what happens is I create a negative atmosphere. And this is what we do in today's society. Everybody is imposing their ideas, their views in a very aggressive way. Whereas there is nothing wrong in sharing ideas and opening ideas. But the thing is, I've got to learn to sort of accommodate everyone's views without sort of forcing my views upon them. And so sometimes people will come up with the most ridiculous ideas and you think, what are they doing? Why have they said that? But you know what? When you're calm, when you're relaxed inside, you will actually appreciate them. Amongst all of that, there's always something that there's always positive that they've said. But sometimes because of my own arrogance, because of my impatience, I don't see it. So it's very important that when we go into a meeting, for example, when we have to make an important decision, is to go into silence. Silence brings out the patience that's within all of us. So let's just try one more time. Let's go more into silence. So again, there's a very simple process. You relax your body, sit comfortably, keep your back upright, because sometimes we think if we're meditating, we need to lie down or sit in some postures. The meditation that I practice, which is called Raj Yoga, you can do that anytime, any place, for any age, for any religion, any background. And it's so relevant to all of us. So it's like I'm recharging my batteries, because when I'm recharged, there's a much more positive approach to life. So let's sit very comfortably, sit relaxed. Again, take a deep breath and breathe out. Just breathe in very naturally and breathe out very naturally. Just imagine yourself, you're standing on a bridge and you're watching the river of your thoughts flow by. Thoughts of yesterday, yesteryears, of things to do later on. Just stand back and just let them go. Now create a powerful thought. I am a peaceful being. I am the master of my mind. The mind is just a tool. And this tool cooperates with me. I remind myself that in my mind, I have a choice. Choice in the thoughts that I create, the feelings that I have. My thoughts are free from the influences of the past, of others. My thoughts are very gentle. They're very uplifting. They empower me. And I create this positive atmosphere. And my thoughts, this positive energy, is pushed out into this atmosphere. And all those who come into connection with this atmosphere experience peace, the stillness, and they too become peaceful. And I feel very quiet. There's no pressure. I am focused here and now in this present moment, master of the self. I am in an ocean of peace, sending out waves of peace. Okay. I normally finish the meditation with the word Om Shanti. It just literally means Om, I the soul. Shanti means peaceful. So when I sincerely create these thoughts and I experience that thought, then I become really still. The aggression goes, the peace comes. And through that peace, I become a better individual, where I don't compete with others. I'm not comparing myself with others. I just accept others as they are. And through that acceptance, I'm able to communicate at all levels. So we communicate through many ways, not just through physical sound, but through our body language, through our vibrations, our thoughts, and our feelings. So if I'm focused on myself and I come from a place where I'm very peaceful, then naturally people will feel very comfortable with me. There's no pressure. And so the relationship that's based on that becomes more meaningful, it's more productive. So in today's world, businesses, organizations, at home, everybody's trying to force the pace because they want everything to be done fast, fast, fast. We do live in this fast age. But if I allow influences to take over me, then what happens is I'm not going to be in control, and definitely I will be impatient. So I would say impatient reads I'm patient. So the more patience I practice within myself, the more generous I become with myself, then I become more generous in my relationship with others. So I'm appreciating. Generosity is appreciating others, giving unconditionally. And when I'm treating people with respect, with kindness, the amazing thing is they reciprocate that. There's definitely a return of that. So the performance improves. I mean, in this day and age, where people are judged by performance levels, even in this current lockdown situation, people still have targets to hit, whether they're working from home or in an office environment. But what will help in that is when I'm coming from a perspective where I'm in control and I let go of expectations, I let go of demands, and I just accept. One of the things I've learned through practicing patience is that I'm always in the present, not stuck in the past, nor thinking about the future. Once I've made a decision, I let it be. I don't keep reminding the situation or the individual, this should happen, that should happen. It's like that seed. I've planted it, it will grow in its own time. Of course, from time to time, you need to nurture that thought. You need to cultivate that seed, but it's not with aggression. It's always done with a sort of a very gentle pace. So this comes when I'm always in control of myself. And that's what I like about meditation, is that it's enabled me to become a better manager, a better husband, a better builder. And my relationship with my suppliers and my clients and my subcontractors is always one of that level. So there's no aggression in the tone of voice. It's often when we're impatient, it comes across that we're very aggressive. We raise our voice, we are wagging our fingers. No, it's time to put a stop to all of that. I have to be honest, I haven't completely conquered it. So I don't want you to think that, okay, he's done it, he must be fantastic. No, each situation that comes in front of me enables me to learn more about myself. And this is what I'm saying, where I become very proactive. So I am checking myself. I'm always saying, what is this situation? What has this individual come to teach me about myself? And if I learn that lesson, then that too contributes this culture of patience and enables me to become a better person. And coming from that perspective, I have no problem apologizing or saying sorry, because in the past, when I'm impatient, I'm never wrong. Are you ever wrong? Who likes to be told that they're wrong? But now there's not an issue. Why? Because I'm easy with myself, and that easiness is reflected in everything that I do. So I hope that this has helped you sort of understanding patience, but it takes time. Like everything else, things don't happen instantly. So again, I need to be patient with myself in transforming that impatience to patience. So I'll just finish off a little bit of session before I hand back over to Matthew. So whatever you're doing, just sit very comfortably, sit relaxed. Again, just take a deep breath. Inhale peace, exhale peace. And just relax every muscle in your body. And focus all your attention to the center of this forehead. This is where the mind is. And I'm sitting in this place of self-respect. And I'm totally in control of my thoughts, my feelings, this physical body. And I experience the silence. There's no more clutter of the past. There's no demands on the self. I just appreciate myself. I accept myself unconditionally. And I feel extremely powerful. I'm a tower of peace, a fortress of peace. And I'm sitting in this inner world of silence, in this cave of introversion. And I see things so clearly. And I feel so comfortable with myself, very secure, confident. And I see that in others. I see others as I see myself, with respect, with kindness, with love. This is my natural self. I am a peaceful being. Om Shanti.
Parmjit, thank you so much. What a wonderful session. I really enjoy. I'm glad we have a recording of that because there was a lot of stuff in there, and it was very practical. Really a lot of insights into how to improve relationships and using patience in that way. And of course, relationships with others, personal or work, are so key. And also as an antidote for today's crazy pace and the pressure that we can let get on top of us. So I really appreciated that. And I like the way you sort of broke up the session with a few different meditations, because it was sort of reminding me that we have to sort of learn to stop at various times in the day. And it's quite difficult sometimes, isn't it, to move from activity and interaction to suddenly meditation, but it's very beneficial, right? To have these pauses. And I have to say, I've seen you. I've had the pleasure of working with you in some quite high pressure voluntary situations, like when we've done exhibitions together for meditation. And I have to say that you really do practice what you preach. I've seen you working with big teams and the public as well. And you can tell that you really do put into action what you've been talking about. So wonderful to have you here today. So thank you very much.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. So thanks to Parmjit, and just having a look at next week's topic. We have another very experienced meditation teacher, Rekha, who's going to be talking about exploring happiness. In the meantime, as you know, and you'll see on the YouTube channel you're watching there's a link to a feedback form. There's a link to the Onepoint Oneness webpage, so you can find out more about future events and subscribe on the calendar. And as I said, there's a recording of this session available and all the previous other 21 sessions. So please do share this wonderful resource with your colleagues, your friends and family. So just to finish, wishing everybody a great day, great weekend, and we'll see you all again soon. Thank you. Bye.